Hey, how's it going? First off, I want to introduce myself. My name is William Holmes, and I'm going to be discussing the ICT outcomes and the ICT Program of Studies. So, I'm going to start with the rationale. Basically, what the ICT Program of Studies hopes to achieve is just integrating different methods of technology into the classroom, um, integrating it into all subjects, primarily the four core subjects, so math, science, social studies, and English language arts. And it has here on the rationale and philosophy that the ICT curriculum is not intended to stand alone, but be infused into the core courses and programs. So that's where that's coming from. Technology is best learned through the use of application, which is totally true. You can't sit and watch a lecture on how to use a program and then not get the chance to use it, and then when it comes time to use it, all of a sudden know what to do. So, uh, four things that the students will learn, and the first one I love is that although technology is often complex, it is simply a way of doing things, which means if you have a different way than is taught to you, use it because we're trying to educate these kids and give them tools that are going to make things as easy as possible for them in the future. But if they have their own way that they find easier, then so be it. But hopefully they give technology a chance. Um, Second, about the impact of technologies in their lives and workplaces. I'm sure that everyone is well aware that technology is advancing so quickly, especially in workplaces. So um, their futures definitely depend on how well they can use these technologies. How to determine which processes, tools, and techniques to use and when to use them. So, what our goal is to provide them with enough tools in their toolkit that when there's a job that needs to be done, they know exactly what program to use. For example, this is perfect. Right now, I'm using YouTube to create a video to discuss the ICT Program of Studies, which I will then put onto my Weebly page to communicate that to the class. So unfortunately, I just learned that recently in one of my education courses, but if I knew that sooner, that I could, yeah. How to use and apply a variety of information and communication technologies to problem solving, decision making, inquiring, and researching in the context of other subject matter. So those are the four things that uh, the program of studies hopes that students will learn. Um, we have the ICT curriculum, which has general outcomes, specific outcomes, illustrative examples, and assessment framework. So we have the um, here we go. So general outcomes are just the statements that the student should be able to do at the exit level. Specific outcomes are statements identifying the component knowledge, skills, and attitudes of a general outcome. The illustrative examples are provided in support documents and arranged by grade and subject, and these are just suggestions for their placement in certain grade levels and or subject areas, and so on. So, assessment framework. There is a classroom assessment toolkit that provides a framework um, basically for just finding out how competent the students are with the outcomes in core courses and or core subjects and courses, and they are at the grade 3 level, grade 6 level, grade 9 level, 20 and 23 level courses, and as said here, these can be found at the Alberta Learning website. Some software tools that the ICT Program of Studies touches on are word processing, database, spreadsheet, draw, slash paint, slash graphics applications. So depending on what kind of technology the school has, possibly like Photoshop or something along those lines. internet browser, email, multimedia applications, clip art slash media clips. So it's pretty simple here. Most of us in well in school should have a pretty decent knowledge of the majority uh, of these types of programs and software. So moving in now, just I want to touch before I end this on how the how it's organized on the website. So it's very easy to get to the website. Um, Google is wonderful. If you just type in ICT Program of Studies or ICT Outcomes, it will come up right away. Uh, I really like how you can browse by the general and specific outcomes, or you can browse by division, because depending on what grade you have, you don't want to be browsing through the general and specific outcomes and then scrolling down and trying to find uh, the right level for your students all the time. Rather than doing that, you can click either Division 1, 2, 3, or 4, which will then bring you directly into the um, directly into the general outcomes and the specific outcomes, which is very helpful. Um, the three different categories we have here are communicating, inquiring, decision making, and problem solving, and that has 7 sections to it, which are students will access, use, and communicate information from a variety of technologies. Students will seek alternative viewpoints using information technologies. Students will critically assess information and access through the use of a variety of technologies. Students will use organizational processes and tools to manage inquiry. Students will use technology to aid collaboration during inquiry, and students will use technology to investigate and/or solve problems. Students will use electronic research techniques to construct personal knowledge and meaning. So those are the 7 there. Uh, those are C. Those start with C, so those are divided. The ones I just mentioned are C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, and below, if you click one of those, for example, I'll click C6, then it's going to give you Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, Division 4, and um, all the specific outcomes below as well, which are divided by whichever division it is with that number first. So if it's division 2, it will have 2 point and then 1 for the first specific outcome, 2 for the second, and then 3 for the third. So if it's the fifth specific outcome, division 3, then it will be 3.5. Makes sense. Good. Second category is foundational operations, knowledge, and concepts. So this has six categories. Uh, I'm not going to run through them. If you want to learn, just go to the website. But basically, it's got six categories, which are F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, and they're divided the same way as the latter. And the third category is processes for productivity, and that also has 6 categories. Students will compose, revise, and edit text, and organize, manipulate data. Basically, just yeah. So, what else can I touch on? I guess last, then I'll just touch on my take on technology. This is sort of an introductory video. So, my take on technology basically is that it is very frustrating at first, and a lot of people get turned off by technology because they've had a bad experience. But I've practiced, and I have been frustrated, and I found that once I finally get the hang of it, um, and like once something works for me, I am so uh like happy and just like glad that I can use technology, and it makes my life so much easier in terms of keeping track of things, organizing files, keeping an online drive and sharing files with friends and colleagues. It's just yeah. So my goal is to educate my students on how easy it could be and how beneficial to your life it could be to um, to learn these technologies. And I gotta let them know that yeah, at first it could be frustrating, but believe me, once you understand how to use it, it will come in a lot of like it will come in handy for a lot of things. So I think that's about it. I just want to thank you all for watching, and I hope that you got a basic understanding of the ICT program of studies from my video. And take care.